What is up, Scrub fam? I am not Matt, I am Pat. And we are here with the one and only Richard Zapp, who this weekend played what is, in our humble opinion, the most electrifying deck in Dragon Ball Super today. So Zapp, what did you play this weekend?
I was successful this weekend with Blue Dende Agents of Destruction.
Yep. Alright, so Zapp, we know you really love this leader Dende here, but can you explain to us exactly why you chose him and what he does?
I mean, I chose him because he's the best leader from the set.
Elaborate.
Definitely. So, Dende has a few perks. Dende is a blue leader, which means it has access to cool things like Unyielding Spirit Trunks and Dimension Magic. More importantly, it has Burst 2, which when you're trying to build a Wish deck, usually you're either centralizing around a Child's Wish or you're centralizing around World Peace. And Dende is not allowed to play World Peace, which means that clearly it's better as a Child's Wish leader, but we utilize the Burst 2 to not only awaken very quickly, Dende probably has about a 50 to 60, maybe 70% chance of awakening turn 2, if you're shooting for it. And that, even against aggro matchups, just being at 5, 6, 7 life and awakening early is a big deal.
Okay.
We utilize the Burst to fuel the discard for variation decks. I have about 5 or 6 decks that are anywhere from fringe competitive to
the nuts.
The nuts,
which is what this deck is.
Says, right.
Yeah.
Awakened, the leader can attack, which is something unique compared to Shenron. It's useful for being able to combo pieces away when you need to. And the Ultra Wish of untap 2 energy, draw 2 can be really backbreaking. At first I thought it was pretty underwhelming, but then I realized it's the same thing as playing a Child's Wish for free, except you draw 2 more cards.
Yes, very similar to Storm 2 also. Storm uses that untap 2, or at least it used to close out games. So untap 2 really strong in this game.
Correct.
So walk us through the deck.
Yeah. So the deck is very clearly a combo deck. Essentially what you're trying to do is on turn 3, you're trying to play a Child's Wish for free. A Child's Wish will summon Surprise Attack Majin Buu, which will search your deck for either Awakening Evil Majin Buu or Majin Buu Dawn of the Rampage. You get whichever piece you don't have in your hand. And then you evolve for 2. Ideally you have red, red, blue. And you go Surprise Attack Majin Buu into Awakening Evil Majin Buu. Trigger effect. Put Dawn of the Rampage underneath. Fail to search. Put Bobbity underneath. Play Arcane Absorption Majin Buu.
And what does this card do?
It allows you to take all of these and put them on the board at the same time. Up to 5 of them. Those can be cards that you combo with, cards that you discard of Super Dragon Ball, and cards that you mill with your unawakened leader.
So what you're saying is that when you play this guy on turn 3, you get 8 damage in play on 6 bodies?
You can very, very realistically do that. It costs you 2 energy, which gives you 1 blue energy left over, ideally, which could be enough to let you play the Ultimate Evil afterwards. So it could be swing with 5 guys. They could potentially all have critical. They could potentially draw you a card afterwards, and then you swing with a 40k triple strike barrier, and then a 60k triple strike.
Okay. So any other specific card choices we want to go through? Like, what about this Bulma here, for example?
Absolutely. So the reason for some of these card choices is you want to be able to resolve the game regardless of where the arcane absorption is. If it's in life, you can side deck Buu full of energy. This version doesn't main it, but anywhere else, if it is in your drop area, you play Dangerous Journey Bulma, and you put whatever pieces you don't have back into your deck. If it is in your hand, you can activate the 1 copy of Quick Shift Majin Buu to put it from your hand back into the deck and draw 2 new cards. This is relevant because it is searched by Surprise Attack Majin Buu. Again, we do Majin Buu Dawn of the Rampage because it has barrier. That allows this to sit on the field. If the deck you're playing against doesn't have a lot of barrier, 40k triple strike with barrier can win the game outright.
Yes, and it's all for 2 energy. Technically, yeah, that's insane.
Right. We play 5 copies of Bobbity. We play Dark Duo Bobbity because I wanted to play 1 card from every set in this deck. We played Dark Duo Bobbity because it is red.
Yes.
one of the few requirements for getting this combo off on 3 is you need to have 2 red.
Yeah.
So being able to charge a Dark Duo Bobbity. We play the one Bobbity Overseer of Destruction because Mad Coombs is the best player in the game. What this allows you to do is if you have these Agent Destruction in your hand and you can't resolve your combo, it allows you to Child's Wish this into play, and then let's say you have you can play a 13 for 2, and then use the ability, pay 2 energy, kill a guy, they discard a card. Then you could use your Super Wish if you wanted to untap 2 more and do it. It just puts you in a position where these cards aren't necessarily dead in your hand. Yes. It doesn't always come up, but with how much of your deck that you're seeing, usually by turn 3, whenever you start making your play, you have somewhere between 13 and 18 cards left in your deck. So you see the vast majority of it before things even get off the ground.
Yes. So also, I'm assuming Dark Duo Bobbity over the other one because he's a 0-5K combo.
Correct. Okay. Exactly. We play minus Killing Zone, so we have skin in the game against yellow and green decks that play called Bloodlust. Of course, you would side multiple copies if it's appropriate for the matchup. You also get value out of this if your Janemba Agents of Destructions are in your drop. You can activate minus Killing Zone to warp them. And then whenever you bring them out from Arcane Absorption, because he brings from drop or warp, these are able to get the effect to untap an energy at the end of the turn, giving you additional defense.
Okay.
We play Andor 13 because it has critical. We play Janemba because it has critical and it can draw. We have Vegeta because it's red.
Yes. I was going to say, that's one of the...
And occasionally it's removal, just because you don't have anything else on the deck.
Why, I assume we already kind of answered it, but Super Dragon Balls, I know a card you're like super big on. I assume it's just to get the combo pieces?
Right. So this card is what really pushes you over the edge as far as being able to awaken quickly. Drawing 4 and just discarding 2, half the time it feels like you draw a Dragon Ball, which just puts you in a situation where you can awaken early. It allows you to drop the combo pieces, allows you to drop the Agents of Destruction so you don't have to combo them to go off. And it's... yeah, it's really important. If you play this deck, you always want to search for a turn 1, because if you mill it, it's incredibly detrimental to your game plan. The deck just generally force you to tap out on turn 2, but if you're at 15k and you're at 6, 7, 8 life, it's rarely a big deal. Nice. Other than that, few random niche things. Janemba having the mill 3 effect can be relevant. I was actually able to, in test games, deck out Super Shenron. It was really cool. I had 3 of these on board, and I launched them all to mill 9. And then the way the deck works is if you're at 4 energy, you can actually resolve this a second time. What you do is at 4 energy, you swing with your leader, and you combo him. He goes to the drop. Then you play your Bulma. You have 3 energy, you put this back in your deck. And then you play the Child's Wish for free, get the Boo, resolve this again, and then those Janembas you just launched, they come back to the board, they can all swing again, and you can mill with another 9. So like I played against a Super Shenron, they had 12 cards in deck, and I was able to deck them out in one turn with it. So it has an alternative win condition to mill.
Sounds good.
It is. An Ultimate Boo closes things out. Again, if you have a blue energy, you can play it. Sometimes you can play both in the same turn. Unyielding Spirit Trunks is also great for that.
I just gotta say, this deck is so crazy. So is there any other like crazy, spicy tech or notable cards maybe in your sideboard perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there are cards like Quick Shift Boo is always appropriate. You don't always need the Barrier Boo because you may not play against a deck that has removal. You might not even minus Killing Zone because they don't play counter plays. So a few cards you can bring in when it's appropriate. Ultimate Absorption Majin Buu. This was a card that I played with a little bit, but my homeboy Frisco reaffirmed me that I should play it. It's an alternate win condition, where if Arcane isn't in the deck, you are able to use Awakening Evil Majin Buu, put one of your super combos, Great Saiyaman, Town Hero underneath it, and that plays Ultimate Absorption Majin Buu. And this card would become a 25k that not only has triple strike, but has dual attack. And because you have the super combo underneath it, you can absorb one of their cards. This is particularly great against Red Gogeta BR, where they sit on the 6 or 8 drop that can't be KO'd, but you can put it underneath. So creative removal like that. But even if you don't put the super combo underneath, you can put any battle card underneath, and it's still a 25k triple strike dual attacker. Again, additional copies of Minus Killing Zone are appropriate. Additional copies of the Ultimate Evil Majin Buu are appropriate. Bojack, Agent of Destruction, can be helpful against opponents that have cards with Barrier that you need to tap. Path to Greatness is a great situation. I was able to bring these in against yellow decks. They'd sit on Path of Greatness trying to go into Height of Mastery, pop this, taps their battle card, swing with it. Also, if I play against Shenron, if I go off on turn 3, I use my 2 energy. I swing with the Bojack. I use Unyielding. Now I have 2 energy. I can pay that 2 energy to pin the Shenron down that's tapped. Can't search for the rest of the Dragon Balls. Can't awaken.
They're stranded then.
And then you do it every single turn, and Shenron never awakens.
Also works against Janemba. You can just turn off the mill entirely.
Correct. Talking about mill, if you do play against, the scary Shenron stuff, you can always side into your Space Pirates.
Yes.
4 copies of Beto. This last effect that doesn't require Bardock Brigade. So you're able to use that to put them back in your deck. You're able to use those as a secondary target. But you're able to play the Janemba matchup where you actually mill them, where you abuse Janemba loops with the SCR, and then you use Beto and Bulma to keep on recycling your deck. And sometimes you can mill them faster than they mill themselves.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts and or shout-outs, Mr. Zapp?
Shout-outs to Kitchen Table Meta for the love and support. Thanks to the boys at 3XG, my training team, the 3 boys here to my left and right, and Pat holding the camera. Matt, Danny Wynn, Corbin. There's a lot of support. We put a lot of time into this deck. I put a lot of time into this leader. There's a bunch of competitive variants of this, and I'm going to show it off in the near future.
And this guy is very, very good.
Get your hollow now. This is the only hollow I care about. Get this guy now.
Get this guy now. This guy's
the price isn't going down.
Yeah, this card is going to keep going up because as more time goes on, I think this deck is just going to get more consistent, and it does something very degenerate very quickly that very few decks can disrupt.
But yeah, thank you guys all for the love and support, and we will see you next time. Okay,
do the thing.
Okay, bye.
Bye.